Hello, everyone. I'm hoping that you can all hear me okay. I'm having a lot of technical issues at the moment, which is why I ask. But I do also have, alongside having, no, don't leave now. Aside from the technical issues, Millie, my cat Millie, has been demanding like every bit of fuss and attention she can get. She just spent the last 15 minutes while I'm trying to solve everything, just like walking all over my lap. She's almost knocked my tumble tower down like 30 times. It's been a stressful 15 minutes, everyone. Um, I'm still having technical issues, so I'm going to try to fix them for just a second, but I just thought I'd go live and say hi to everyone. How are we all doing today? Okay. Hello, new people in the chat that I don't recognize. This technical issue filled stream, you can't see it, but I can, and it's really bugging me, is not the best start. Let me pop this on here. Okay. Do excuse me. But yes, how is everyone doing? And I did see someone say, like, happy time zone. Just for full disclosure, it's evening time here, because I am based in the UK. But indeed, happy time zone to everyone. I'm sure there are people from all over the place. Can we tell it's been a while since I've streamed? Just sitting here staring at it blankly. Why are you not working? Trying to connect to a second display and it just ain't having it. But I kind of need it. How has it, what are we now? We're at Wednesday. Is everyone having a good week? I hope so. All right. Cool. I might have temporarily fixed this. If it doesn't work, then I might have to cut this stream or at least go back on break to try and figure out what's going on here. But yes, can you hear the ambient noises? It is. Let me just turn it up just a little bit. It should sound foresty, but with creepy, hopefully creepy wind chimes going on. And that is because today I am hopefully, as long as I can get everything going, going to be playing Carved by the Garden, which is a solo journaling game by Cassie Mothwin. If anyone has never heard of Cassie Mothwin, then please go and look up Cassie Mothwin's games. They are incredible. I have played Tangled Blessings on this channel before, which is like a sort of a dark academia. You're in a magical university, but all the magic is like, it's like terrifying, dangerous magic. You know, it's like dark magic. But yeah, that was a really, really cool one. This is folk horror. And Lord knows I love me some folk horror. Please don't like keep failing on me, because if that's the case, then I'm gonna have to improvise, and I don't like doing that. Yeah, we're gonna be playing Carved by the Garden. Carved by the Garden, like I said, folk horror. In this game, you kind of you're playing a character that continually goes into the nearby very haunted woods, and you are journaling, you're like documenting what you see there. It is a Wretched and Alone game, so meaning that it uses the Wretched and Alone system. I've played a few games on my channel that use that system. Normally things don't end well. That's a point, actually. Do I have... I'm not prepared at all. You should all be slating me right now. I am not prepared for this stream in the slightest. should absolutely all be ripping me to pieces. There we go. I'm gonna use these cards. You all hear okay. Yes, I can see that you hear wobble rocket. I hear birds and wind chimes. Lovely, lovely to hear it. It uses a deck of cards. It uses. Let's come out of studio mode for a moment. A tumbling tower, which now that Millie is not, my cat is not sat in front of the camera, I can show you. I have set up already, and it uses standard deck of cards with the jokers, so I will have jokers inside. A 6-sided die, I have that on hand, that's good. It uses tokens. It says you can use 8 small pieces of nature, that's its suggestion. I did not gather 8 pieces of nature, unfortunately. But I do have something that will suffice as tokens here. And I have something to write in, like a notebook or a word processor, when it is working, which currently it is. Luckily, the way it seems to be going is, like, when it's not, like, responding properly, it doesn't get rid of it. It just sort of freezes until I fix it. So hopefully that won't cause us too many issues, but we'll see as the game goes on. Just to kind of give you the general gist of the game. Well, first of all, I'm incredibly excited to play this game. I've been waiting to play this game, actually, just because it's folk horror and it's a Cassidy Mothwin game, and I bloody love her games. But the situation, those you live with are worried for you. Every day you wander into the woods alone. When you return at dusk, a wild shadow lingers in your steps. Those you live with wish to stop you, but their efforts have proved useless. You always find a way or a reason to return to the woods. Those you live with offer a compromise. Journal each day about your experiences. Those you live with promise they won't read your journal unless there is a night you don't come home. They beg you to be honest in your journal. You agree, but you wonder if they'll believe what they read. Which already sounds like an incredible concept. Yeah, see, it keeps disconnecting, and I'm not sure why. But it is, like, it's a very, very cool concept for a game, and I will play it. I you know, whatever the technology thinks it's going to stop me from doing, it most certainly is not. No. Alright. I do see that Treats for Millie was redeemed. I forgot to bring Treats up here. And Millie is long gone. I can go and get some and probably bring her back. So just bear with me one teeny tiny second and I will be back with some Treats for Millie, because I like to keep my promises. Okay, let's see. Hello. You're after some treats. There we go. I brought the dreamies up here. If she can stay out of my setup, she might be able to earn more. But we shall see. Millie is the folk horror. Let me tell you, watching my cat's tail flick about because it's so happy, like, to receive head scritches right next to my tumbling tower, that was the true horror of the last, like, of me setting this game up, let me tell you. Alright, so basically, there's a section. What I really like about this game is the first section that kind of tells you about the setup is separate from the game section, and it's split up in a way that Cassie's actually like written in there, like, don't go any further if you don't want any spoilers. Normally when I go into games like this, I tend to kind of briefly read through everything. I don't like read every prompt, but just to kind of understand the layout of the book. I have not done that this time. Oh. Hey, yeah, great. I've not done that this time. So where I've been instructed to stop, I've stopped. So that means that I don't know the layout of the book as well, but it also means that I will be going into this and be surprised, like the rest of you. Can't wait to see what horrors are ahead. There is a section on safety, which once I have located it, here we are. Safety, there is disturbing and upsetting content ahead. This game includes themes of fear, isolation, suspense, despair, violence, self-harm, claustrophobia, drowning, good to know, fire, stalking, gaslighting, allusions to cannibalism, snakes, insects, birds, spiders, body horror, suicide, abuse, lust, light sexual themes, and death. There isn't explicit child death or torture to animals, but the prompts may hint at these themes. Read and play with caution. Remember that you can change, ignore, rewrite, or abandon any part of this game that you want. So, I love that it just basically says, there are horrors within these pages. Like, this is a horror game. Do remember, that means bad things are in this game. So if any of those things are really, really big bother to you, then I really want you to put your own headspaces first. There's a few in there that even I was like, oh, they might be problematic for me. I will be avoiding those, like drowning, for example. I'm not great with big descriptions of drowning or losing air. So if we come across something like that, I will certainly be veiling it for myself. But if any of those things are a big no-go for you, then thank you so much for dropping by, and you know, your support is always appreciated. But we shall see how the game, I don't know what prompts I'm gonna draw, so who knows. I might get none of those things. Probably not. It is a horror game. So let's get on to the writing side of it. Now, if I'm thinking correctly, yes, because it did disconnect, it's gonna make me reconnect that again. So let's do that. Did that work? There we go. All right, everyone. A brief little flash of where the music is coming from there. Highly recommend them for any ambient sounds and things. They're great. Cool. So setup wise, I have my Jenga tower. I think I need to shuffle some cards. Basic turn structure. The day. You roll a 6-sided die. You use the result and draw that number of cards from the deck and place them face down without looking at them. So this is very standard Wretched and Alone stuff, actually. Flip over the first card, find its prompt in the table section, complete the tasks that the card tells you to do, keep flipping over until you flip them all over. Then you discard all the cards unless instructed otherwise, but you also journal. So you record your experiences based on what you've pulled. The journaling bit comes after you've kind of gone through the like mechanical bit. Yes, Tratatello, that's the name of the font, by the way, if anyone didn't know that. It's like my favorite font that I get on this very limited number of fonts that I get on this program. I just tend to use it, and I've been playing a lot of horror based games recently, so it just feels like a very good horror font. I'm trying to get better at not spending hours picking the font, which I think when I last played a game, or maybe the time before, a few people said that they could relate to me with that. which was really, really reassuring. That was very nice to hear, that I'm not alone when it comes to spending bloody hours looking for fonts and things. Fonts are very important. Thank you, Jenberg. Oh, hello. Hello. I'm seeing a lot of like first time chatters today, and that's really, really nice. So welcome. For those of you that were not with us from the start, I have been suffering from some technical issues, so you haven't missed much. But I am currently playing a solo journaling game. It is called Carved by the Garden. It is by Cassie Mothwin. Basic premise, I'm going to be taking a wander through the woods day by day. And the woods are full of horrors. That's basically the premise. Okay, I've shuffled these cards. So, let's get that d6. And let's begin by grabbing how many? Oh! First prompt 1. Now, do I have to... do you know what? I love me some spoopy woods, to be honest. I don't think I have to, like... Is there a little... Oh, there is a little setup. Okay, so I should probably do that first. There's a bit of setup in setting up your character. Got it. So... I'm so sorry about the, this is just not great font work, but we do what we do, right? Okay, so, who are you? You are human for now. You reside at the back of a dead-end road in the middle of the woods. You share your home with people who care about you, but they're afraid of what you get up to in the woods. They know they can't control or stop you, but they don't want to lose you. You are a mud child, a wild woman, a dangerous man, a creature of the branches. Answer these questions about your character. In addition to coming up with your name, pronouns, and time period, okay, answer these questions before you start the game. If you need ideas or alternative starting points, review the next section. No, I like that as a starting point. I think that's a good starting point. Okay, so name, oh no, this is the bit that I definitely should have set up before. What is my character's name? I'm gonna go with Mary? Mary? Yeah, Mary. Name, Mary. Let's go Mary. Pronouns, let's go she. In terms of time periods, so I kind of, when I was reading about this, I kind of want a little bit to be inspired by, I don't know if people are familiar with the poem Goblin Market, but it is about two sisters, and one of them, they end up going to the Goblin Market, and one of them is sort of tempted in by the Fae, and starts to like disappear more and more, goes to the Goblin Market each night, and then their sister is trying to save them. So I was thinking that I would either be playing as the said sister that is continuously going to visit the market, or I could play as sister number 2, and sister number 1 has already disappeared, and so my parents are concerned about me because I'm now continually going into the woods, and we've already lost one sister to the woods, and they don't want to lose me as well. But I'm actually going there, hopefully searching for answers to the whereabouts of my sister, which the more I talk about that one, the more I think that that's the one that I'm kind of thinking about. So I've got a sister, I think, somewhere in the woods, or at least I think I do. Who knows? The horrors are here in the woods, so maybe not. But I feel like that would make sense as to why I keep getting drawn back. I'm glad to see some love for Goblin Market in the chat. It's like I love that poem very, very much. And I'm consistently inspired by it in lots and lots of things that I write and do. So, including a project that I was working on today, actually. I'm co-writing some, I don't know if anyone's ever played Token. It's like a duo game. I'm co-writing some scenarios for that with my good friend B, and we are definitely basing one of the scenarios is very heavily kind of inspired by Goblin Market, as well as a ton of other things. So yeah, it's a good poem to be inspired by. You still have the copy of Token I won from. Oh yeah, that was when we actually played that game. We played it on stream, B and I did, and it was really, really fun. So since then, we have decided that we will write some things together. All right. So name, Miri, and I guess time period. I don't know. I'm feeling very like simple. I feel like I might just go like fantasy medieval. Just to kind of, or medieval anyway, just to kind of keep things very simple. Though this is probably actually going to come and bite me in the butt, because then I'll be like, does this exist in medieval time? I have no idea. Cool. So with that said, what are my 5 questions? Number 1, what draws you to the woods each day? Okay, I've actually started to answer them already. That's fine. Number 1, I am searching for my sister, and I'm gonna call her Bethany. The poem writer was 19th century. Yes. But I'm probably going to go a little bit earlier than that. Who do you live with? You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say I live with my father. So I don't think Mum is around anymore. I think Miri is supposed to be just the 3 of us, and then Beth disappeared, so now it's just the 2 of us, and now I keep going to the woods. And I might accidentally leave him alone. Probably I will, because it's a wretched and alone game. Why do they wish you'd stop visiting the woods? Well, that's easy enough. Beth disappeared in the woods 2 years ago. And they worry, he worries, that the same will happen to me. Oh, I've written that twice. Next. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. You know what, Rocket, that's a really, really good point, because what drew Beth to the woods? That's the question. Potentially it could have been Mum, couldn't it? What would you do if you didn't go into the woods? Ooh, what a question. What would I do if I didn't go into the woods? I guess that would mean that I've accepted that I've given up, and I don't think that I'm quite ready for that yet. I guess the answer is move on. Move on. I'm not ready for that yet. These are very simple answers, I know. I normally actually go into a little bit more detail, but what do you fear in the woods? Do you know what? I don't know that like it's as simple as like I could go for something like, oh, that whatever got Beth might get me too, but I actually think that what Miri would fear is that she is too late. Hello, Millie. Oh my goodness. Are you going and squeezing into... Okay, so I've got a cat tree in here that she, like, never uses. But suddenly, she wants to use it. I don't know where this has come from. This is like a new Millie that I'm witnessing right now. She's, like, gone into... It's one of those ones that's got, like, a little box that you can kind of like work your way in, and she's just in there, and I don't think she even quite fits in there properly. It's just like her butt is just out, and it's really funny. Number 5, that I am too late to save Beth. Yeah, too big. That's a shame, isn't it? You wanted to be in there. I'm sorry, darling. Okay. So let's look at day 1. Now, for day 1, I just rolled 1 on the die. So I'm only going to get one prompt to answer, which is lovely. But also, yeah, it's a good way to start. It's a good way to start. When I've been playing other Wretched and Alone games, at one point I think I rolled a 5, and I had to like incorporate 5 prompts into my first day, and I was like, whoa, this is a lot. Okay, so let's pop this. This is, I'm not going to show myself the thing, but look at this beautiful card, by the way. I have used, I'm a really big fan of Joku playing cards. I might not be saying right, Joku or Joku. They're an Italian company, and they do really gorgeous playing cards. And I've got quite a few of their decks. This deck is called Under the Moon, and it's got lots of like animals on it, so I thought that might be quite good for the woods, which is why I have picked that one. So I've drawn my first card. Let's have a look and see what the prompt is, I guess. So, rolled the 6-sided die, drew the number of cards, done that, put that face down, flip over the card, find its prompt in the table section. Okay, so table section is what I have not seen at all yet. The art in this book, by the way, is absolutely stunning. So it's really worth looking up the game just to see the art, some of the art that's in it. Okay, so I have the 10 of Hearts. 10 of Hearts, everyone. And so if you can't see, these are like little animal tracks on the cards. 10 of Hearts. What have we got? So hearts represent bonds. There are many bonds that take you to the woods every day. Sometimes you find the owner of a bond. Sometimes you don't. Still, every day you look. You're most beautiful when you bleed. That's a terrifying sentence. But okay. 10 of Hearts. Rumors suggest the woods are sick. Like something eats at the roots. Large sections of forest are plagued with sticky black leaves. Some say it's the result of locals forgetting the old ways. What evidence do you find that supports this theory? Do you attempt to make up for what's been forgotten? That's interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna write 10 hearts, and I'm gonna just copy that in so that I can refer to it. So I've got to find something that supports this theory. That's interesting that it doesn't give you like the option. It just says there's evidence here that supports it. Okay, cool. The great thing is that it's not asking me to pull from the tower. So some of them are, like some of the prompts will ask you to pull from the tower. which is where you will get to see me desperately trying not to send my tumble tower sprawling to the desk. But let's have a look at this prompt then. So I'm gonna write day 1. What? Let's get oh no, am I gonna get stuck in font land again as I try to find a nice font that I want to use? Probably. This is not my favorite font, but we'll use it. Well, father. Asked me to journal my findings here in the woods as I walk them. I will uphold my end of the bargain. If you are reading this and I have not disappeared as we agreed, then read no further, I beg you. It is important for Beth's sake that we play by the woods rules. Hello, darling. Why are you sad? Why are you sad? You want attention? I'm in the middle of streaming. Currently, I am trying to find out why the woods are the way they are. I think not enough people in the village ask that question. They just stay away. Doing that will fix nothing. The woods are certainly sick. At least portions of the trees are. I'm visiting New Zealand at the moment. There are beech trees here. Ooh, covered in velvety sooty fungus. Ah, that's really cool. That's really interesting. I'm glad that it wasn't sickness. Nature's amazing, man. Nature's amazing and also terrifying. Like, utterly terrifying. The woods are certainly sick. At least portions of the trees are. Do excuse me as well. I do have a slight cough, so I apologise. They are covered in some strange dark sap. rot at the bark and roots. As I have begun to map out the paths and trees, I've found that this sickness has really only taken hold much deeper, where people will not stray. On the outskirts, some of the trees are covered in a paste that looks to have been concocted as some kind of offering or medicine. I'm unsure, but those trees are largely unaffected by sap. Have taken a sample and visited the local apothecary. Let's no power of that. Actually, let's do this. She was able to tell me a majority of the ingredients. At least. The rest will have to be trial and error. Perhaps if I mix and work on healing the forest's mysterious ailments, they will reward me. Oh, it, not they. With more clues as to Beth's whereabouts. Cool. I feel like that's good enough for day one. Let's go straight into day two. Oh, actually, I quite like that. Cool. So far, not huge amounts has happened, but I feel like we're kind of setting the scene for things to start to happen, as it were. Nothing horrifying as of yet. So, let's roll our die. Haha! See, a little bit more this time. We got a 4. So I will be working with 4 prompts this time around, which is quite a lot. But let's see. They're all supposed to be like, I guess, small prompts that hopefully kind of like feed into each other. So this is going to be day 2. Let's see what my prompts are. So I shall draw 4 cards. Then I'll just pop that in the discard pile. So 1, 2, 3. 4. Okay. Let's see what we've got, shall we? First card. Oh, still bonds. 3 of hearts. So, let's just have a quick look. I'm going to do it one at a time. Careful what you seek to unravel, said an old woman, stacking small round stones as you passed her. She did not stop her task to look at you. Is she building a monument, a shelter, or a gravestone? What do you make of her warning? Interesting. Okay. Very interesting. So let's pull that across. No pulling from the tower just yet. Which is fine by me. The less of that, the better. Okay. Next up. Five of hearts. I've got a lot of hearts going on, and I promise you, I'm actually not pulling from the top of the deck either. I'm pulling from like random areas in the deck. So, right now, I'm getting a lot of bonds prompts, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing. Oh, this one does make me pull from the tower. So, you've been warned not to go into the caves, no matter how tempting a shortcut home might be. When you passed by one day, you heard a voice you recognized calling out. Oh, you know who that's going to be. What temptation did the voice promise with its invitation? How did you resist? Pull from the tower. Okay. So, 5 of hearts. It's gonna be this. Okay, so let me just, you know what, let me, so you can all see. If I fail now, then we shall say I did not resist the voice. But it will make for quite a short game. But let's see. So, Aha. There we go. Not bad. Not bad for a first pull. That was okay. Okay. Next up. King of Hearts! Oh no. This is a wretched and alone game. Kings are bad. This is not going to be a good day for me. King Hearts. Why have I got so many hearts? I could really do with something else, you know. I could really do with... Okay. You found something you were never meant to see, and the people who protect it came after you. You outmaneuvered most of them within the woods, but someone cornered you. The weapon dug deep into your stomach, and to survive, you had to kill them. Whose life did you end? What did you find that this person protected? Keep this card in front of you. Pull from the tower. Guys, we're on day 2 and I have to kill someone. Okay. And there is a mechanic with the kings, by the way, that these are like basically the most like impactful prompts, I suppose. And if you pull 4 of them, you essentially get the bad ending, as you also do if you make the tower fall down. So it's much more likely that you will end up getting the bad ending than a good ending. I think if you pull aces, that's where you start to get potential good endings, but I have not had any aces yet. I'm gonna pull from the tower. Was it in the cave? Maybe. Yeah. What my plan is to take all these prompts and kind of meld them all together in one. So yes, that sounds very, very probable. Actually, I think I'm gonna get tempted to go into the cave, and then I'm gonna be attacked for trying to go in there. But let's pull this first. That's not good. That's better. When I bought this tumbling tower as well, I bought it as a mini one. I didn't realize that mini meant that it's way more difficult to maneuver around and like to pull from as well. So I'm in even more trouble. What have I got here? Right, everyone in the chat, please hope with me that it's not a heart. It is not a heart. It's a 4 of spades. Okay, so this is gonna probably just be like an informing prompt. 4 of spades, 4 of spades. What have we got here? So spades. Spades are the earth, dirt from which all life springs. It's worth more than you. See, I love the way that this is all written. You walked up on a group of women sitting in a circle, embroidering a round tapestry shared amongst them. They ushered you over to admire their work. One woman said, "The thread of life is always measured before it's cut." Then she pointed to a section of the tapestry. What brief glimpse into the future does the tapestry give you? Do you wish you could change it? Look at the next card in the deck and read the first sentence or two of its corresponding prompt. Once finished, put the card back on top of the deck. That's really cool, because then I guess it means that on my next day I will be able to say, oh, the thing happened. That's really cool. That's really, really cool. Okay, Jen, thank you so much for dropping by. Really appreciate you being here. And good luck with your meeting. Good luck with your meeting. I hope that it is, I hope it's not one of those meetings that could have been an email. Alright. So that was the 4 of spades. So I'm thinking, oh, whoops. I'm thinking that, I meet these women, and I think one of them is one of the ones that try to warn me as well. Careful what you seek to unravel. Like, that sounds very, like, thread, loom-based stuff as well. So, yeah, that kind of makes sense that they're doing, like, these different things. Now, the 4 of spades has quite a long one. So then I get to draw my next card, which I'm going to do right now, and I get to read the first few sentences of the prompt, and it's going to happen, but I get to read a little bit of what's going to happen. Okay, so it's the 5 of diamonds. 5 of diamonds. Now, diamonds is supernatural. Cool. So the first couple of sentences, and I'm not going to read any further. You heard a soft hymn, and when you followed the sound, you found an abandoned book, its mouldy pages flipping quickly in the breeze. When the pages stopped, you saw a list containing many names you recognized. That is where I'm going to read up to. So let's pop that on the top so that I know that that's definitely one that I'm going to get next. That's a really interesting prompt. So book names listed I recognize some. Alright, so that's kind of like given me my setup, I guess. Cool. So let's start then. At least that one didn't ask me to pull from the tower. That's good. King of Hearts, I think I probably need to like put the kings aside as well. Alright, so I think rough outline. I am going to find a group of women. One of them is stacking stones. The others are embroidering tapestry. They give me this brief glimpse into the future, and maybe try to warn me away from the shortcut. And then I end up trying to go to the shortcut, and I see something in there that I was not meant to see. Maybe it's the book. And then I have to kill a person to get out of the situation. Okay. Father, today was significantly more difficult than the last. You asked me why I had blood on my hands and clothes when I came home today, and I could not answer. I must keep the woods secrets. But I have written it here, and I pray that you are keeping your word also. Today I killed a man. I know you will be disappointed, or perhaps you would be proud, for he did threaten my life. Let me do this so you can actually read what I'm writing. Regardless, it is what it is, and if I am to return with Beth, I may have to do it again. it started because while walking, I met some people, a group of women, advanced in years, sat in a circle and thoroughly engrossed with their tasks and rituals. One looked to be building a cairn, while the others were stitching a single tapestry together. They barely looked up at me as I wandered over to greet them, though they did smile and see. I knew that they had seen me. What was the thing it said to say? I asked them many questions. What were they doing? Who were they? Are they honoring the forest? I even asked them if they'd seen Beth. I received no answers until that last one. Then one turned and told me the thread of life is always measured before it's cut. I asked with some alarm if she was dead. Then I felt hopeful that it meant she was alive, that her thread was still being measured. When I leaned in to admire their work for more answers, I found a vision. It has not happened yet. It has not happened, and yet it feels almost like a memory or an inevitability. Let's make that past tense, shall we? Hasn't happened. Felt. saw a book with many names listed upon it. Some of them were strange to me, and some I recognized. Beth's was there. But before I could see any more, they yanked their work away. Where? I asked. Where do I find this book? Be careful what you seek to unravel. Woman building the cairn looked up at me with sad and serious eyes. Be careful. I admired her cairn more closely. It resembled the mouth of a cave. Just plug in the laptop so I don't lose power midstream. That would be that'll be good. Thank you, Paper Tigress, for joining. I must fade out, but best of luck with the tower. Yes, thank you for joining me. And thank you for your wonderful ideas and support. I really appreciate you being here. Resembled the mouth of a cave. Her eyes flicked towards the path, but not the path I would usually take. A shortcut. One I have avoided until now. I am ashamed to say that I took the bait despite their warnings. I had to know if the forest was finally willing to part with its secrets. I followed the shortcut and found the cave depicted in the cairn. The place felt desolate and empty, and it was possible to see inside. Took a step closer, and then another, and briefly I caught a glimpse of an open book with names scrawled inside. Before I could take it, a twig snapped behind me. I didn't even turn. That was so good. Just as I wrote that, the ambient noise had a twig snap. That was creepy. I didn't even turn. Like a deer that has been startled. I bolted. And behind me, I heard heavy booted footsteps. Many of them, a pack of wolves chasing their prey. But they were clumsy and unsure, and they clearly did not know the forest as I did. I lost most of them quickly, and then ran for minutes more until I could run no longer. As I stood and panted, trying to catch my breath, I felt a knife at my throat. You aren't supposed to read it, he murmured in my ear. Many want to. We all resist what gives you the right. I didn't know. Yes, you did. Everyone knows. Not me. He's silent for a moment, then asks, "Did you see names?" Yes. Jacob Stone. Did you see that one? his voice catches. Was it crossed out? I'm not sure. I reach slowly down to the knife at my hip while he talks to me and just about unsheath it as he spins me around to face him. He's about my age. I don't recognize him from the village, but I know that others surround these woods. He looks desperate and determined. He looks like me. Liar. You saw. Tell me. Jacob Stone. If I wasn't supposed to see, then I cannot tell you. That's the law of the woods. I'd hoped that he'd see himself in my eyes. Actually, I'm going to add to that. That's the law of the woods. I'm looking for a name too. I'd hope that he'd see himself in my eyes, that perhaps we could be allies in this journey. I keep it from you to protect you, Father, but it is lonely work and hard. For a moment, I think I have him. Then he snarls and his hands reach for my throat. The woods will give him back. If I give you to the earth, it will deliver my cousin. I want Jacob. I'm sorry. He presses. Then, almost immediately, his grip softens as I slide the knife between his ribs. He looks surprised. But his head lolls into submission. This is truly wild to watch when I can't hear. Oh, are you like, are you... Oh, you can't read. You can't hear me. You can't hear me. Never mind, Jen Burb. Surprise. His head lolls into submission. What's your name? I ask softly. David. He responds. What's the name you were looking for? Blood pools out his mouth and runs down his chin. Beth. If I see her, I'll tell her. He smiles, then collapses to the ground, and for the first time, in weeks, I suspect. He seems at peace. Look for Jacob. I respond softly back. This was quite a long one, but that makes sense because it's a lot of prompts. Okay, so that ends day 2. We are gonna go into day 3. I'm gonna roll to see what I get for day 3, and if it is a lot of prompts, then I'm gonna take a break now. But if it's not, then I'll do one more lot of prompts before I take a break. So. Ah, 1. 1 again. So that's okay. Let's grab... Six of Hearts. Another heart. Another heart. Congrats on the murder. 6 hearts. Let's go. Get a You are drawn to a peculiar plant you've only found in these woods. You try to research it. Oh, no. Wait. That's wrong. That's so wrong. I'm supposed to find the book. So I drew randomly, but I should not have done that. So let's pull that back into the deck. Hold on. 5 diamonds. Foolishness. Okay. Alright, so 5 of diamonds. You heard a soft hymn, and when you followed the sound, you found an abandoned book, its mouldy pages flipping quickly in the breeze. When the pages stopped, you saw a list containing many names you recognized. All of them were crossed out, except yours. What's become of the people listed within its pages? What have you failed to keep a record of? Keep this card. The next time you're told to pull from the tower, discard this card instead. Excellent. Yes, so hello Jen. So I started to write out a different prompt, but then I realized, oh no, I had the vision and I'm supposed to do this prompt. I've rolled a 1, so I'm going to do one more prompt and then I'm going to go on a little break. But let's have a little look and see what I can do with this. I do not need to pull from the tower, and this one is actually I'm going to keep it because it's going to stop me having to pull from the tower in the future. Which, you know, is nice because I feel like Miri is having quite the day, you know. Okay. So let's have a little look. So, father. I promise I was far more prepared this time, but I went back to the cave. I made sure I was alone. I made sure no wolves were nearby to chase me. As I stepped into the entrance of the cabin, I heard a soft voice. It sounded like Mama, actually, but also maybe like Beth. They both used to sing that song often, especially Beth in the final weeks before we lost her. Following it, I once more cited the book. It had moved. Like it was waiting for me. And the pages danced gently on the breeze running through the cave. I picked it up and began to read. Once more there were names, and indeed some were crossed out, some newly added. Confirmed much for me. Beth's name was in there. Mine too. Jacob Stone. David Stone. Freshly added. Red ink still drying upon the parchment as it dries upon my knife. I even saw surnames. Sarah. No, that's probably like so. What's the like names that they used to use back in medieval times? Sarah Miller. Even saw Sarah Miller. Hers had a big line. It gives me hope that Beth's name is not crossed out yet. If this book tells me who lives and who is dead, then Beth must still be alive. I have been so caught up in trying to find her that I did not think to survey the patterns of other missing children in the area. I try now to remember how long ago Sarah disappeared, and I will read through the names and see if I can figure out how long it takes for the woods to measure measure a thread before they sever it. I look once more at David's name. And it is then that I realize his is not crossed out. I killed him, did I not? Perhaps it is because the forest has not claimed him yet as its own. This book tells me much, and yet so little. But I rush back home to you, clasping it. It is safer to read its contents out of the woods. I cannot be here when it gets dark. Alright. So, we've made it to day 3, everyone, and we should be very proud of that, to be honest, because anything can happen at any point. I am going to take a little break. What time are we at? We are at about 10 to 10. Yeah, so I'm going to take a little break. I'll be back in about 10-15 minutes, and then I'll maybe do 1 or 2 entries more, and then head off, because I do have work to go to tomorrow. This was really just, as I always do with these solo spotlight streams, I don't necessarily aim to finish. I don't necessarily aim to finish the accounts. I aim to kind of just start and to take people through the mechanics. The mechanics of this are incredibly easy to pick up, especially if you have experience with Wretched and Alone games, just because they don't, or so far they haven't changed up the mechanics of the Wretched and Alone games all that much, if at all, and I kind of like that. It means that I can kind of pay more attention to like the prompts and what's going on with the story itself, because I already kind of know how to play, so that's nice for me. If you've never played a Wretched and Alone game, I thoroughly recommend it. I will say though, only if you are okay with unhappy endings, because you are probably going to get an unhappy ending. I think the first one that I ever played was Mountaintop Isolation, by Lalion Bell, or Lalion Publishing, and that was incredibly fun. I managed to play it, and I knocked my tumble tower down, so I got the bad ending. Since then, I have played a few Wretched and Alone games, and I don't think I've got far enough to actually get any kind of ending. But we shall see. We shall see what goes on. There's a possibility that at any point I could just send this flying. But yeah, let's see. Let's quickly roll the dice, and let's see how many prompts I'll be working with when we get back. Two prompts, everyone. So a little bit more than today. It's a little bit more than today. So cool. I will see you in a moment. I hope everyone is having a lovely time zone. Everyone having a lovely day, or even if you're not, I hope that this stream is beneficial in helping you to kind of relax and spend a little time chilling out and hanging out with me. I hope that that's kind of fun for you. I will be back momentarily. Enjoy this break. Hi all, I have returned. I'm sorry that took me a little while. I had a couple of bits I needed to do downstairs. Yeah. So I have rolled. Let's get back into it. I have rolled for 1 prompt. Oh no, 2 prompts. Sorry. Oh hi. Hello. Yes, I have rolled for 2 prompts. So let's pop this down here. It's gonna be day 4. Okay. And I guess I'm gonna just sit and find out what these 2 prompts are gonna be. So let's see. Let's draw some cards. 1, 2. Let's see what I've got. First card. 2 of diamonds. So, 2 diamonds. And that prompt is the following. Ooh. You discovered a full-length mirror leaning against a tree. It reflected the woods accurately, but your reflection was wrong. In what way does the mirror's image show your greatest desire? What are you willing to give up for it to become reality? Keep this card. The next time you're told to pull from the tower, discard this card instead. Okay, so I'm gonna I actually have two of those. That's quite a lot. Guess I won't be pulling from the tower for a while, people. That's fine by me. I'm not very good at it. Okay. So... okay, so that's my 2 of diamonds. And let me pop that on top of that one. So that I know not to... I can spend it. Next is... oh no! It's another king! That's less good. Okay. So, something else dramatic is going to happen to me. Let's see what it is. Christ. Spades. Yeah, so that's the earth. Okay. King of Spades. Something happened and you can't go back home. Okay. Something happened and you can't go back home. Either those you have lived with have kicked you out, or worse. You know it isn't safe to stay in the woods at night. Where do you take shelter? What happened to where you live? Keep this card in front of you. Pull from the tower. Uh-oh! I can't get back to my father. That's not good. Right. How funny that, like, the last thing I wrote was, I cannot be here when it gets dark. And now, I'm gonna be here when it gets dark. Okay. It's said to pull from the tower. However, I am going to spend one of my cards that said I can spend it. And I'm going to discard that. And I no longer have to pull from the tower. So, let's see. I found a full-length mirror. Oh, I know what could have happened. I think I'm gonna do some kind of, like, stepping through the mirror. And when I get to the other side, I can't get back. And in this reality, my home doesn't exist. It's just endless forest. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. I got this. Okay. So, let's get the right font. Okay, so, father. I write these still in the hopes that one day soon I will find my way back to you and be able to deliver this journal. A new journal. Every letter I have sent you has been an individual one, and if time moves for you as it does for me here, where I have been, where I am now lost, then you will no doubt begin to read the things I have been writing. In my journey through the woods, trying to find more clues to Beth's disappearance, I found a mirror. It was tall, almost reaching the tip of the tree it leant against. And everything that it reflected seemed right, except my reflection, because it was not me that stared back at me. Instead, I saw David. He looked at me as I looked at him, and we stared at each other for quite some time. Then he smiled and he mouthed, "Beth?" at me in question. I nodded, tears filling my eyes. Killing him was necessary, but I do not like to look upon the wound left him, the blood staining his shirt. I am still looking, I say, for Jacob too. He smiles wider, then beckons. And he points out of view of the mirror's range. Beth, he repeats. Come here. Here? I question. And gesture around. I am here. No. You are there. Come here. He holds out his hand towards me, and I find that my body reacts to his movements by mimicking them, as if I am now the reflection, doing as it is bid. Here, I ask softly. Beth is here. He reassures me. And he walks forward. And I do too. He presses his hand against the glass, and I copy, and I can feel him. I feel his skin. I grasp his fingers tightly and feel him tug to pull me through. Still smiling, I do not see until it is too late how his smile stretches too wide, how his teeth are too many, and how his murmured reassurances turn to cackles of delight. When I am the other side, I turn immediately back towards my reflection. I do not have one. There is nothing where there should be me standing. I check the book. My name is not yet crossed out, and neither are Beth's, David's, or Jacob's, but others that weren't yesterday now are. I bang on the pane of glass, but I cannot walk through. There is nothing there to pull me back to the world I darkness begins to fall in this forest. accidentally slipped tenses. That's fine, I don't care. I resolved, back to past tense again, I resolved to hurry home. The path and route were the same. I saw nothing else out of the ordinary until, that is, I realized these woods have no exit. It is as if everything here is forest. The paths are endless. The buildings crumbling and twisted into the trees, abandoned. I know, Father, that you are not here. You are back beyond the mirror. Our house, though in a ruined state, is the same. Beth's room and toys. Your room and books. Mine and my plants. I am not ashamed to say that as night fell and the screams began, I hid beneath the bed. I would wait until morning before coming out again. All right. Not having a fun time. Okay. Let's see what I roll. 2 again. That's lovely. Okay. 2 is quite a nice amount of prompts, actually. So, day 5. Day 5. Let's see what I draw. So, I've got 2 kings. Not great. Let's draw 1, 2. And work through them one at a time. So, okay, that's the Jack of Clubs. What is that prompt? I don't know that we've had a clubs yet, have we? Factions. No, we have not. Interesting. Okay. You found a charred body hanging in a tree, and when the wind blew, black flakes fell towards you like snow. This person bore witness. Will you be next? Said a voice in the trees. You never found the source. When you wipe your face, your hand comes back with grey residue. What secrets weigh on you? What do you think the burned person witnessed? So I'm trapped in the mirror forest now. So let's do that. And then the other one is the Seven of Spades. Spades is Earth again, I think. That's fine. I find a well with a soft glow coming from within, and it overwhelmed me with its sweet scent. Pull up a bucket of pure honey, and amber stickiness drip between your fingers, your legs, and your lips. Ooh! Saucy. How can such a pure thing survive in the wild? Is it something to share or devour? Alright. I've got 7 of spades. I imagine that I would be quite hungry, actually. Just have a swig of my tea. Cool. What time is it? 10:30. Okay. I feel like what I'm gonna do, guys, because I do have work tomorrow, I think I'm gonna make this my last entry. I really enjoy writing these, and I know that I definitely want to finish them, but I wouldn't do them justice, and I don't want to get too tired. Especially as I've been off for surgery, so I only am just really starting to, like, adjust to going back to work at the moment, so I don't really want to push myself too hard. So, let's do this one. Charred body. Oh no, guess you'll have to play one more day. I know, but we say that about every single one, Jen, and it doesn't happen. What I actually am considering doing, is, so I'm thinking of maybe setting up a Patreon and, like, finishing the stories there, which I think would be kind of cool, an interesting way of doing it. It would be, like, extra content. Not necessarily, like, recording myself doing it, but just, like, I'll make it look very, like visually appealing, and then, like, link the videos with, like, the first parts, and then, like, basically have the written, like, journal entries for people to read, but only, if they are subscribing on my Patreon. It won't just be that. I feel like I will probably do other things with my Patreon too, but that is the one that's sticking in my mind as sort of like how I might continue some of these studio spotlights. And I've got a few games, like I've got a backlog now to go through. Like I still want to finish that Dead Letter Society game, like go back to it, and because when I've done these, like any other subsequent playthroughs that I've done, I've kind of started new characters and done new things just because I was always like in the back of my mind, oh, but I might finish those one day or do something else. So it gave me a chance to actually sit and, like, in my private time, like do it properly, and finish them, and then or get the story to a satisfying narrative conclusion, and then kind of like post them on Patreon, which I think might be quite fun, and it'll give me something extra for subscribers and things. So there you go. That's my kind of plan, but I need to figure that stuff out. I need to figure out all of Patreon, and actually I think I want to get some content prepared before I do it, so that I have things to actually post when I start. So yeah, I'm glad that you like that idea. Hello, Millie. Hello. Do you want more treats? Want to say hi? Oh, Millie. Millie. Oh, cheese scooches. Millie is here. Do you want treats? Where are you? She's like, yeah, of course I do. Oh, you're such a good girl. She sits and waits so patiently when I'm getting treats out. Like, she'll literally sit like a dog. And then, Millie is best girl. She is. She's baby. She looks a bit like... She's a bit feral right now because I kind of just like threw them. She likes chasing them sometimes, so I like threw them, and now she's like running around on the floor like a little goblin. Like a little goblin trying to devour them. Okay. Okay, so there's a charred body in the trees. And there's also some honey in the well. And I'm trying to think of how I might connect those. I guess I don't even really have to connect them. They're just two separate events, I suppose. Yeah, let's have them as two separate events. So, okay. So, Father, this mirrored version of the woods is far more dangerous than the woods that the villagers could even dream of. I have always thought of the woods as a place of secrets and branches. Hide them well. You must dig and root around to unearth them. But here, the woods bears its ugly truth. It is a hungry place. It desires violence. It likes to torment its victims. For the first time, though I still have hope that Beth lives, I worry what will be left of her. As I explored, I found a dead body. It had been burned. And left hanging. And that was my first clue that despite the abandoned nature of this place, I am not alone here. Yes, darling. What's that? Do you want affection or more treats? Probably more treats, right? Probably. Do you want a cuddle? I can move my chair out and you can have a cuddle if you like. You're not going to like it if I lift you though, are you? She making biscuits. This poor baby. Alright. BB. Come on then. You come up this side. Come on, come say hi. Come here. Make up your mind. Make up your mind as to what you want. Cats, man. They never know what they want. Alright. As I explored, I found a dead body. It had been burned and left hanging, and that was my first clue that despite the abandoned nature of this place, I'm not alone here. Voices carried in the wind. Echoes. Chanting. Yes, what can I do for you? Are you actually going to come up or not? Because you keep looking up at me. Like you are, and it will be difficult if I have a surprise, Millie. I love this girl so much. She's baby. Okay. Voices carried on the wind, echoes of chanting. Are they a memory, or just far out? I could not tell what they were saying at first, but when the wind picks up, the body began to sway. Yeah. Ashy residue fell from it and onto my face. And I heard the voices whisper. This one bore witness. Will you be next? I couldn't help as I wiped the ash, but remember what I had witnessed all those years ago. I can still smell the oil and smoke. I still see Mama. Light the match, and I remember every color in those flames that consumed her. I never told you that I saw it happen, only that I returned afterwards. I feared you'd tell me I should have done something, but there was nothing to be done. don't think this person hanging went so easily or quickly. Whatever they saw here. I hope it was worth the pain. Hi. Why'd you sound so sad? Sulky. Sulky girl. Yeah, I know what you want. There you go. You go tree hunting. But we can't have too many of those meals. Neglected. Unloved. Honestly, she's just like in the background. You can't hear her, but she's like every time I look away from her. That's it. God, people are going to think I'm such a pushover. Okay. Alright. Well of honey. Okay. I moved quickly away, fearful that I would witness the same and provoke the ire of the voices. On the way back to the empty version of our village, I found a well that does not exist in our world. The water smelled sweet, and of course I need to keep drinking, so I drew the bucket. Instead of liquid, I found sticky honey. As I struggled with the bucket, it poured all over me, and one taste was enough to remind me how hungry I was. Such hunger. I have not eaten honey, certainly not of this quality, for so long. Like an animal, I lapped it up. Even when I began to feel sick, I could not stop. And the flow of amber was never ending. Seemed to constantly refill. Something like a low buzzing pulled me out of my wiping my eyes and mouth as best I could. I peered down into what should have been darkness. Inside was light. The walls of the well covered entirely in honeycomb. I saw something large crawling and flutter its wings. Wasp be like, but far too big. Certainly, yes. Stop sulking. I'm gonna finish up soon. Then we can have a cuddle. Unless you want to come here. No, that was me. You saw me do that. Okay. Certainly. Unpleasant to look at. But not so alarming as the body it crawled over. Or rather, pile of bodies. Or human, or sticky. Covered in honey. Or their limbs jutted out at odd angles where they had fallen in and broken their necks. Their eyes bulged wide with horror, and most disturbing of all, their skin was covered in sores, stings. I backed away from the well. This stone honey trap almost caught me in its clutches. The sun was setting, and as night grew nearer, the buzzing from within became more vicious. I ran for the bees punished me for taking their precious, sweet bounty. All right. Okay, so I think that's enough for today. I'm incredibly happy with how this story is taking shape. I love this game. I love the prompts are very thoughtful. They're very detailed, but they also leave a lot of room for reinterpretation and reimagining, which I think is really gorgeous. Even though they're quite different, I found that they could still make a very cohesive story. And this works incredibly well as a wretched and alone game, because I could feel like the mounting tension. You can feel that this forest is like a dangerous place to be, but also it has answers, and I kind of enjoyed making it like equal parts tempting as well. Yeah, I hope that you all enjoyed this. Thank you, Jen, for saying that. It's very sweet of you to say that. I enjoy writing. I enjoy writing for solo journaling games and kind of streaming this, because I think that, as I always say, solo games need a little bit more love and a little bit more showing off. They feel like, when you kind of like buy them and when you play them, they can feel like quite an insular experience, because you're playing by yourself. It feels like perhaps it's like, oh, I play by myself and I like never have to show anyone, and you don't have to. But I think it's quite nice to like sit and play something by yourself, but also have other people watching you and coming up with ideas, and kind of getting a little taste of like how the mechanics work, and like how a story could start to take shape. And yeah, this is an incredibly evocative game, hauntingly so, as I have come to expect from all of Cassie's games, really. I really, really enjoy playing all of them. So, or all the ones I have played so far. I will be popping this over, as usual, as a VOD on YouTube for people to kind of watch and catch up on. I will be playing another solo journaling game next week. I'm not going to commit to what it's going to be at the moment, because I'm in two minds. On the one hand, there's so many good like scary games that I'm enjoying the scary vibes. On the other hand, my brain is also a little bit like, maybe I want to play something new, something a little bit more lighthearted, because I have played so many horror games in a row. I know I've had a few weeks off of solo spotlight streams, but a lot of the last few games that I've played have all been like very horror based. So I'd quite like to maybe explore a different genre. So I'm gonna have a little think, and I will announce the next game, but it will be next week that I'll be playing it, but I'll announce the next game and what day and everything like that. Other than that, I think over the course of maybe in a couple of days' time or a few days' time, I'm thinking I might do like a video game stream. I haven't done one of those for a while. They're very chilled out. I haven't played a video game like I have played some off stream, but I've not like really played anything on stream for a while, and I miss it. So yeah, let me have a little think, but I will be back. I will be back soon. I'm excited to kind of get back into streaming again after a few weeks off. I've been kind of, as I said, recovering and things, and I'm starting to feel better, so that's really nice. Cool. Hopefully you all enjoyed this. I hope everyone is having a lovely time zone wherever you are. And I shall see you all again soon. Shall I raid? Can I raid anyone? There's not really anyone online. That's fine. That's fine. I'm not going to raid anyone. So I shall see you all again soon. And I hope everyone has a lovely, lovely time zone wherever you are. Cheerio!